Here's just this will work. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, I wonder if this will work. Can you mic check 1 2 5? Ooh, ching chang. DMCA. I don't even know if that's a DMCA claim, but how does this work? How do I get over here again? Is it studio? Me no know how this works. Last 30 days plus 1. Hell yes, brother. Create. Go live. Start. Start. Go. Close. Yes. Chat. Unlock. Pop out. Perfecto. Whoa. I probably should have kept it open, but excuse me. How do I? Oh, there we go. Moncherie. Fucking no. Oh, I'm back.
Enough flirting. Save it for when we win.
Enough flirting? Nice. I don't know why I'm looking up. I should look straight.
Another chance to train. Good. We don't want to be rusty.
Oh yes, another chance to train. Prima. How do I? Can I hide this? How do I hide this again? Undo edit? No. Ah, perfect. There we go. I can now see. Well, I can't see if my boogers are hanging out. You know. Had to hide my pretty little camera. What's the map button again? I'm blinking. Oh, there we go. Skyhook. Skyhook.
Land there. I like this spot.
Oh, you like it? Hmm. Glad you like it. Excuse me. I wonder how this season's going. I know AGL is going on right now. I think. Should probably get in tune with that. Check it out. Maybe get some pointers.
First blood has been taken.
You scared me, good sir.
Inside the next ring.
I wetted my pants a little bit. Ooh, shiny. Oh, I didn't need that. Yoink. Sir, I don't like your tomfoolery. Sideline here. I know there was another team that was that landed with us. Or at least I thought so. One thing I like about this game is obviously the movement, which I think is what Dead Drop is going to start implementing, or at least try to implement. Ooh, fancy. Those are the main 2 games I'll be playing.
You are coming home with me tonight. Nice.
Sure, why not? Just get all the fucking ammo so no one else can grab it, you know?
I have line of sight to this spot.
Huh? What?
Inside the ring. Got the positional advantage.
Get it?
Thanks, beautiful.
No, I can't jump that far, I guess.
Optics here. Mid-range.
I gotta sneeze. Ugh.
Gotta hop up here. Hammer point, just what I needed. Ooh, I feel good about this.
I wonder how rank is playing. I think I already said that, but I'm curious if it's like how. I don't even know what time I'm on now.
Thank you. Nice. Champions out.
I want to go on a tangent, but I can't think.
New kill leader.
Ooh,
Interesting.
feels so satisfying when a movement mechanic actually works. Ooh. What if I? Oh no. Can I?
Gotta hop up here. Skull
I want to try something.
increases headshot damage.
No, you
Love
can't.
these things.
Thought you could maybe jump off the wall. Oh, I switched. Oh, well, that's whatever.
Medkit here.
Shops open for VIPs
Again? Dang.
only.
And that was fast.
Remember who hooked you up? I've got your back.
Interesting. Okay.
Don't mind if I do.
We don't have any recon people. Should probably start playing more recon people. I like to know where everybody's at. I think it's just useful, right? Right here.
Enemy in the distance. Shooting. Enemy shield cracked.
Cracked them.
Tearing away. Throwing frag.
Bruh.
Taking fire. Cracked an enemy's shield. Reloading. I'm down. Need a medic.
I'm under fire.
Hostile. Danger close. Taking fire. Shattered an enemy's shield.
Releasing an arc star.
Recharging my shield.
Reloading.
Hostile. Right here.
Opening fire. Taking fire. I'm down.
Oh, it's another team. I didn't realize it was a second team. Oh, we all died? Damn, we suck. I didn't realize there was another team. My brain didn't compute that. That's unfortunate. I kind of want to see... Hold on. I want to see... AGL. I kind of want to see what's going on with the meta right now so I can kind of gauge where I'm looking. Does that make sense? Like AGLS Apex? Oh, it's ALGS. Splits day 4 finals. Was that yesterday or today? Final circles day 4. When was this? 10 hours ago? Match 1. There's gonna be there's what, six matches in the rotation. 300. So what? There's 3 people, so 100K per person if they win. That's crazy. It's pretty dope. And then what? Next one is 16 divided by 3 is what? 8. So 80K. No, that's 2. What's 16 divided by 3? Jesus. 4? No. Math. Yikes. What is 16 divided by 3? 5? No. 5.3. So like $550,000 per person. I think that's math, right? Mathing right? I don't know. I could be completely off. Oh, there's Twitch drops? What the fuck? So was this the last Sunday? Today was the last day? Gun Charm Predator? Hollow spray rating. Interesting. Obviously we can't get it anymore. TSM is still hot, obviously, with Imperial Hall. Look, honestly, the only couple names is like Imperial Hall, all the like top content names, I guess, is what I know, or I'm aware of, I should say. Oh, am I still not? Lol. Lol.
Throw it up all around the world for FaZe Clan.
Face is sponsored by Ghost? I didn't know that.
Ready to run it up again.
100 Ds. So 100 Ds made it into the Apex Finals. Dope. I don't know. I'm game always for 100 Ds. I see Destroy. Never heard of them. Or never heard of the brand. They don't have shirts. They're not fancy? I don't know what that means. There's got to be a lot of teams. Nothing can, or not a lot of teams, I guess, can be not professional. Obviously, they're professional, but what's the word I'm looking for? Like organized?
I am so ready to see what is going to happen on the stage with the players. For those of you that have joined us today, thank you so much. The energy in the Copper Box Arena is insane, and I cannot wait to see.
I wonder if I can see.
One thing I want to say, huge congratulations to Dia joining us at LAN.
Not professional.
For the first time, it is so great to have you. What are your thoughts heading into Sunday?
Interesting. That's cool.
All the action we have yet to unfold.
It's already been a pleasure. So the fact that we get to jump into the most exciting format that Apex has to offer, match point with the best teams in the world.
Thumbnails, I guess.
These teams adapt throughout the group stage, throughout the elimination stage, and now it's time to find out.
How do I
who takes
check
it all.
One of my favorite things about this
lives?
is, yes, it is work for these players to get here. But when you talk about just the Sunday, it's a good day's work when you talk about the prizing that's being delivered out. Let's take a look at what is on the line for today. Not just pride, not just regional pride, personal pride. It is some actual cash. $300,000 for our
How do I check?
winner.
Oh, explore maybe?
Second place gets a cool 160,000 all the way
There.
down to 20th.
Perfect. I think that's what I need to look
That
at.
is still a great day of work at the office. I know these players, though, don't want to aim for anything but first. But when you consider it, Glitter, having the ability to win this match point finals, to get that 300K, there's still a big challenge for these teams.
The hell is
to
Free
actually
Fire?
get that top prize.
Absolutely. It's not going to be an easy battle at all. And it's not only the money, but it's also these points that they have on the line as well. Some of these teams really need those points if they want to secure a spot when it comes to champs. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here right now.
The energy, you hear it through our cameras. It is special, Tiff. This is what we live for here in Apex, isn't it?
This is
Interesting.
everything. You can see all the different cheering sections. You've got so many members of Alliance up there. Dark Zero, Fnatic, Ascend. Man, Ascend really, they want to run it back.
TSM?
Okay, of course, yeah, it's TSM.
It wouldn't be an Apex event if we didn't have TSM chance. I think we could genuinely not have TSM at the event, and we would still have TSM chance.
I don't know how it's so easy for me to see Weston over there. I see some Verholz brothers chilling in the corner. It's a big fan base from North America, EMEA, APAC North, or APAC South.
Lobby.
This is, what, this is the first game? Yeah, it looks like it.
They've been playing a lot of rape.
How do I check? Oh, so you can be specific. Cool.
It feels like Geo didn't change their
I'm kind of looking at what the lives look like, just in comparison, so I can kind of see what I'm, I guess not competing with is the right answer, looking at, I guess.
You know what that also could mean here, that also means that they're very confident to be in this late game and win this 50-50 too, because this is the type of composition that you could force into that final circle position once you settle down with the black market, get the loot that you need without having to overextend, settle down with the rampart barriers as well. GL now going to be able to loot the rest of landside as we take a look at where our circle is going to be taking us.
I like this guy.
Okay, we've got a hard east shift, and there's one team that's going to be extremely happy about this. We just talked about them.
I don't like this though.
Esports. We saw the breakdown of the circles over the tournament so far. It had been a lot in the bottom two quadrants. So Moist still making that work. This is going to be so much easier for them. They love a circle that comes to them. They love being in the zone. This is going to work in their favor.
Oh, these thumbnails are going to be legit.
You know what I also love,
This
I
is
also love
sick.
to see some of these northern like
But he needs
circles
something
in
else.
World's Edge. We've had so many overmoving
Let me
to the south of
see.
World's Edge that I like a little bit of flexibility here. Pulverex have also not wasted any time to make their way in Overlook. This is another type of squad that has looked to change a little bit of their composition, moving in from World's Edge into Storm Point, but they're also looking to get the information that they can with the Crypto Dome, seeing which other squads may be within this area
Research,
as
fellas,
they also making
research.
their way into Overlook.
Moist obviously now, yes, so they did get the ring console by the way, so that's why you can see them set up on the silo, obviously one of the best positions you can have.
Reuses a feature
Teams
there.
are starting to pile in though. Dark Zero FC destroy.
Numbers are
TSM
great.
Fire Beaters.
Faces are definitely great.
It's one of those rings where you really do want to get in one of those buildings, maybe a position down the back where Moist is. It can be quite hard to weed your way into the circle afterwards because
I think that's what I can work on during the week is actually thumbnails, like Photoshop thumbnails.
Aside from the fact that Moist is holding the spot, you talk about 50/50
It's definitely something I'm going to have
rotations
to work
depending on whether the
towards,
circle of
looks
Overlook may be
like.
pulling. We've seen the circle end up on the crates over to the
Very
side of
important.
Moist. You can see that they're looking behind them.
Look at that, it's fire. Legitimately fire.
Rotations that we may be seeing with either a skyward dive or an evac tower, we're gonna have to see. I know at one point you used to be able to wrap around the rock, leaving Big Mod with a
Like finding stuff like this, like putting it in the foreground or background, having your face in the foreground, it looks like is prominent in these thumbnails.
Gaming, who have a crafter, which is so important to know. At the moment, you have to worry about the shotgun bolt, the double tap trigger. Soon, though, if it hasn't changed already,
What about Doc? What does Doc's live look? Obviously very professional.
Yeah, it could even just depend on how long today's games go for, Vicky. But yeah, as you pointed out there, there's
How do you get that dot?
huge amount of those attachments.
It's kind of what I need to figure out live.
Tend to shy away from the double tap, even if they do prefer that scout. They like the single shot. And shotguns at the moment really just not that much in the meta, right? So.
Interesting.
Oh, no, post kill.
How does he,
Look at him.
let me
He's
see
shimmy-shanning his
something.
way left and right. Dancing right through those bullets.
And they're different
Hitting
from
them, it's
his.
gonna be KCP
Interesting. I mean, obviously he has a full team, but what is it? Asmon's. No, Asmon's not live on here. I know Dr. Rico is. Again, very YouTube-esque with the thumbnails, very stapley.
Going in for an early rotate that may actually cause the
His
post kill.
overlay.
As we say goodbye to Ascend as our second squad to exit out of his first game lobby in 19.
Very clean for
Ascend
Dr.
have to
Lupo's.
rotate up from the dome. It's really hard for them. It's not particularly a POI the teams want to find themselves on.
And it doesn't matter for the
sure,
shirt. Obviously he's used the same face for a lot of it, so probably did a photo shoot at one point with white light.
Look, as many Matrix moves as he might want to make, it's not enough to keep Ascend alive.
And to fall at the hands of TSM. So many fans in the crowd cheering for TSM.
How old?
For
I mean,
another dub, another trophy under their belts. So much pressure here for this team. But
I need to put my stuff on it, my little touch, if you will. If I go to mine, my old shit. Still think this is my favorite thumbnail that I did. This is the police. It's old, but damn, these are so old. 2 years ago? No, 3 years ago. Shit.
They don't get split
It's
apart,
crazy.
and hopefully no one's going to creep up on them, anything like that. But I like that position they're playing because it does lend themselves, one, to if a circle goes to the back of Overlook, but sometimes it does pull right in front of the tunnel doors in that open area.
Yeah, and it also gives them enough information to see if any teams do rotate through that tunnel, which we already mentioned and saw Optic Gaming using the Crafter over by Geyser.
Ooh.
And if we could see where this next circle is going to be pulling, Genome, you just talked about this right here, depending on the positioning of TSM. And, you know, they also have the natural cover, aside from the crates, of the rock side here in that foundation, so they could deal with that.
I wonder if I can view
outside the circle to get information of where that next ring is going to be.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a little bit north of where.
Yeah, it's my favorite thumbnail. Just looks so
in
good.
the Ghost Town area, no name. You know, you guys might know it by. I don't think they're going to be. It's actually a hard one to call. I would expect it more to go towards TSM and that tunnel rotation we were talking about just then. But maybe some of the teams in Ghost Town will be okay for another ring or two.
But it also trickles down to
Is it Nick? Doesn't he go live on YouTube?
Depending on how many teams and their positioning, if they settle
I guess
down
not. Is he still on
very
Twitch?
early, they could also find you in a sandwich that you don't.
I thought he was on
want to be in.
YouTube.
The squad's
Confused.
rotating away from Fragment East. The squad's rotating from the north side of Overlook. There is a ring console in Overlook. You mentioned it earlier when Moist landed in their POI when they got that set of information. So many other teams with this rotate looking at Riddle Order, trying to go for a scout. See which of these teams may be found. Saw the Nemesis over to the side too.
Okay, Riddle Order, the most northerly of the teams right
Honestly, I
now.
don't think it matters how I let them know. Well,
They're on top of
I don't know
5
how
meters, you know, obviously a team who has looked for many
controlling the
fights
market
throughout
is
this tournament.
when it comes to thumbnail
And
activity.
they're probably happy to be seeing that
Doesn't
ring
look very
continue south as they try and follow
not
some
prominent.
teams
Doesn't
in
it-
and greet them on the way down.
One of our APAC
Effect-
North
well,
squads, and you know,
not even
after APAC
effective.
North losing their spot last land, they're coming back for blood. They've been going huge here. I got to run into them earlier on, and they were so nice. Yukio with the style and the sunglasses.
Looks
now
like
looks
he's
like
doing
Moist
one
is
right before each
Okay, so
one.
one of the advantages Moist had of the position they took up in Overlook was that they did have control of that ring console. It means they get ring 3 information. Very important. They then use the evac tower to come back now into No Name. We've seen that. They got seer scanned on the way
He doesn't
in, but they
care.
have just managed to get a prime position in one of these buildings.
EMP coming in over on the other side onto FC. Playing split up by some of the squads that are already in Overlook that may have not gotten that information prior, like Moist did, and then the ghost town that you mentioned before that Moist have already made their rotation to. The scary part is rotating away from No Name into, if the circle does pull more so towards the tunnel, could leave you out in the open and would benefit teams like TSM that just have to clear the east side of the edge.
Definitely
of that
uses
circle. Talking about
names
the
a
squads
lot.
that are still
At
in
least for
Overlook.
Tim's
That's a really good
thing.
position for them to be in because they also won't
Uses
be in
his
that
name
spot
for
because they'll have
searchability,
a slight
probably.
high ground that is provided there in that natural land.
Doctor does
Yeah, well, the other
too.
thing about TSM's position,
Okay.
I was talking about how it had access to
Good
that
to
circle
know.
and then the back Overlook circle. If they can win their way through the tunnel, they can also make it into Ghost Town. So that one's a little bit harder, but you know they're not exposed that much as they push through there. It just depends if we've got any other caustics that can block them on the way. I believe there's only one in the lobby right now. That will be Yuki from Alliance.
Yuki loves caustic. Just an insane caustic too in general, and it benefits amazingly on World's Edge for a lot of these final circles too, especially actually talking about Alliance right now, looking at their position.
Definitely
playing
name
by
has to be
Vince here
in
is
the
to take a
title,
much more
for
edge
sure.
approach. Also
Wonder if I can
looking to
edit
see
some of
which
this
squads
stuff
are gonna be
to kind of
rotating
start
away from
practicing
Rock
this.
Cycle, but I believe most of the teams right now have already rotated.
I also need to
Geyser,
change
close
my
to the north side of
picture
the map already
at some
too,
point.
closer to Overlook and Fragment. Teams like Exit that like to play on the edge too.
For
are
sure
gonna be
need
one
to
of the squads
change it to
late
something
rotating
else.
away from Fragment.
I mean, this has already been a very tight lobby, hasn't it, Vicky? I mean, we've seen 2 teams go down, sure, but they were pretty safe picks, honestly, for the teams who were going at them. No one's really taken any particularly risky fights just yet. That will happen next circle. There isn't enough room, really, for 18 teams now.
So what are we seeing? At least for Apex-wise, right? I mean, I can do a lot of research when it comes to like YouTube algorithms and shit, but
Well, Exit does do this, though. I'm not expecting them to go for any heavy engagements. The circle going to be closing in a minute.
so with
Less than
what
50 seconds after
I've seen a lot of
looking great in
Bangalore's.
terms of loot, but that's what happens when you play
I'm
outside
assuming
the circle.
Bangalore's just helps with aggression and cover play, so with the smoke, right? Obviously, you can smoke out opponents, you can smoke out players, you can smoke out all kinds of things, but oh, this is the same team. Horizons, Sears definitely maybe a meta character.
Ruben's no cover, I don't think. No, they do cover. Was that them? That was them, yes, that was them. Their team's still inside, I think. There's a team on the left rock still. There's a team on the left rock still. I have 3 frags, you need? Inside, coming down, coming down!
Well, they're gonna have to put. No, I thought zone was pulling in.
Straight across here, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna walk to the left and do it, I think. And then wall to the right.
Playing very well with all this damage. At least
Straight
TSM.
across here, I think. Okay? Yep. Look at scan, look at scan. There's a team right on our left.
I have no clue who won.
Look at the kills. They're diving them. Shoot the guy on the right. Rising cracked. I cracked 3, I cracked 3. They died,
They're playing this damage really well. How has no one shot at them yet? These guys are kind of fucked. They're lucky, or TSM's very efficient right now because the storm's pulling in on them.
Left side. Oh, he went down,
Or opposite, I guess. TSM definitely favored by the crowd. This wall is so strong at such a late round because they have to push through this wall. I mean, it's gonna go down eventually, but if they push through that wall, it's pretty much dead. That's crazy. TSM won the first round. I think just TSM's favorite in regards just to all ALGS, right? This is a fan favorite.
TSM take game number 1. They stand up, they pop off, the crowd goes wild.
This is year 3 split? Wait, what? Year 3 split 2?
The Kraber on the roof, Dr. Zero getting taken out. Amazing catwall to secure that jump on top of it.
I wonder if Dead Drop is going to have this a similar competitive scene in terms of gameplay wise. I think they should take. I think Dead Drop should definitely take a lot of inspiration from Apex, considering their rank play is very obviously competitive, but it's also very competitive scene or not. It's kind of hard to gauge that really.
What was also a very big blessing there was the fight that was going down in the tunnels.
Curious and curiouser.
And what we saw from Oxygen that caused Oxygen to play as a solo.
Yeah, they played this really well. TSM played so well in terms of damage and providing enough damage for them just to like not necessarily be hunkered down, but taking time away from healing and putting pressure on other people. I mean, basically, it was this team, TSM, and this other team in the corner here. And then this was a good play by TSM because once they're low, they place this wall here. Exactly, splits the fight, right? So now putting pressure here, knocking one. They have to res, they're putting pressure again. This team is literally split from them, so they kill this player. It's basically 3v1, I think. And now it's just a full team wipe because they're all behind this rock and stuck, basically, or this fucking one tree. Just ridiculous. Exactly, the tree.
We have to highlight this legend. Looking at the amount of kills that this entire
It's crazy how Imperial Hall is still playing at such a top level in this game. I mean, I'm coming from 4 years ago, 5 years ago when I used to play this. And I think, I mean, I've kept tabs with it, really, right? But Imperial Hall's name, I want to say, came in season 2, season 3. He's just blew up and stayed there. Same thing with CLG. I was very big fans of CLG back in the day. But then they split. There was Madness, Nice Wig. Can't think of the other guy's name, but Nice Wig blew up. I wasn't expecting, no offense to Nice Wig, I wasn't expecting him to fucking blow up as he did. When I first, I was actually rooting for Madness in a sense. Because I thought Madness has so much potential with the fucking Shroud kill that kind of blew him up for a little while. And then Nice Wig was kind of just like on par with Madness for a little bit, and then obviously the tables turned, and you know, Nice Wig is doing great for himself. I think Madness is doing okay too. Who got out first here? Dang. FaZe didn't do so well. 100 Thieves, come on. Riddler Order. I don't know some of these people. Fanatics is obviously a well-known place. FaZe, 100 Thieves. Very content heavy, but obviously going into competitive scenes. FaZe, same thing. FaZe has been around forever though. Is that Dr. Lupo? What the fuck is? Oh no, that's Imperial Hall. It's like, what? It looked like Dr. Lupo.
That's a great picture. It's one of my favorite ones.
Optic Gaming doing a little bit better than 100 Thieves.
And adding on to the points that some of these teams are starting with. You mentioned it, Dino. TSM starts with 9 points for today. But he's
I'm gonna go to. Oh, I don't know what game this is. Oh, this is a replay. Let's kind of watch their final scene. What is Dark Zero? I don't think I've heard of this team before. Ooh, that nade's gonna hurt. Oh, it's not. Hey, it's a lot farther than I thought.
Wait, RK on me. They're running right. Play right. Play right, guys. Play right. Zero, we have to play here.
He's gonna get separated. He has to kind of. I mean, he's stuck. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. No audio from this guy. Damn.
You can reset, maybe a reset. Maybe a reset.
Reset.
Res maybe.
Right. Oh, let's go, baby. That's crazy.
Push it.
Dang. NT.
The dream is still alive. Dark Zero gets the lead.
Like I'm playing this game. Dang, Alliance cleaning up FaZe and Dark Zero. So what is this? What, we have 3 teams now? ACP, OXG, all? The fuck is all? Oh, Alliance. My bad. Alliance. Oh, Oxygen. I'm learning.
Looking to push up further. Oxygen sitting on 40 at the moment might be the closest out of that. Actually, Alliance is just behind them on 39.
Okay.
Dark Zero. It was a solid rotation.
Ooh, that nade.
I don't know if they'd worked out if it was DZ.
That's a rough nade.
Going on there.
It was intense there too because FaZe was holding that back and the entire time.
Oh shit, that's a hard push. They're gonna have to push this on a third party, right? Do you take this fight though? Do you force aggression on the third? I don't think so. I think you just do as much damage as you can. I don't think you force a party here.
And the Arcstars Nasky with these nades have been on another level. Currently, KCP holding the high ground means the gravity lift is what this was going to do to try to contest.
Nice. Ooh, don't jump down. This is the last person, maybe?
From the high ground is apparently it's just too much of an advantage.
Is that victory? That wasn't victory. They still got a whole team. Yeah, they got full health. Yeah, I don't see you pushing that, right? Why? This is. I don't understand this part.
Fastest match point. No one else.
Where was it? No, that's Dark Zero. Dark Zero gets taken out.
There was a lot of sending going on there.
It was intense.
It was right after this. This is kind of where it went downfall. Right here. So Oxygen pushes this, but KCP wins. They get the high ground, right? But Oxygen, why would Oxygen force this fight? I'm surprised, honestly, KCP won this. Because I believe, I don't understand why Oxygen would force this fight. Especially, oh, I see. Zone's pushing in. Okay. I mean, they have to, right? This is the smartest play they have. Cutting off ties with this. Then it's just a clusterfuck on this fucking mountain. They have to win this fight. Makes sense, actually. Okay. I didn't realize Zone was closing it. So yeah, at this point, it's just a clusterfuck, right? Yeah, Allegiance comes in. KCP obviously has the high ground, which is going to win them the fight. Makes sense. Alright, taking some Star Wars. Star Wars inspiration, but KCP fucking jumping down though. That's dastardly, to say the least. But then it's just 1v3 and it's just fucked at that point, right? It's the high ground. That high ground fucking did it. They did. So
angle for Zane because he's the horizon, so he could gravity lift himself right back to the rest of his team. But he's holding this angle to contest the catwall, so that way they can obstacle-like cover that side of the rock, so they don't get pinched in a situation like this.
That knock was great.
On the Prowler, we saw Nasky hit a disgusting arc star at the very beginning of this.
I see why he drops down now. He is a horizon, so he can't just pile back up. So it's smart to play the character, right?
Take the dub here in this fight.
Oxygen's doing pretty well, by the way.
That's crazy.
At some point, but APAC North.
Was this the final game, or is this the first game? Day 4 finals. Oh, this today. Okay.
Potential. They are the champions mentality.
I wonder if I'm working tomorrow.
But we'll have to see whether they can get it done. It is going to be World's Edge again. And we'll have to see whether Jem Burton can lead and supply the goods with the rest of this squad.
Damn.
He definitely supplies the vibes, though. Like you said, you know, when we see players run up and down the stairs.
Damn, we're so slow. Holy shit.
Let's go, boys. He's ready to get back on the stage and see if he can be in position to once again lift a trophy. But we've got to talk about what's
Last game.
talk about where
Match
we are
6.
going. World's
Hour
still
and 30-minute
the
game.
battleground
Dang.
in our match number 6 here. TSM, FC Destroyed.
Oh, it's probably like an hour game. There's no way. So who won at this point? TSM won first game. Different team each time, honestly. So at that point, is it anybody's game? Well, no, because obviously, okay, placements, right? So TSM placed second on game 5, or Fnatic played. Okay, I can see how the scoring team worked then.
Wins, but no wins that guaranteed a championship.
And just to let you know, Dark Zero have yet to find a win on World's Edge so far this tournament.
Was this the finals? I wonder.
Better map,
I'm assuming
but
so.
At the same time, at some point, stats go out the window a little bit when it's Dark Zero because they just seem to clutch it up at that final moment and always show us how it's done when it comes to match point. But I think it's very important for both Dark Zero and TSM that they are still the only 2 teams on match point. But if they don't get it done here in 6, we're going to start to see several more get added to that roster. And then suddenly, it becomes carnage in those final circles. Who am I fighting? Are they on match point? If I lose this, will we lose the tournament? It's much easier.
I'm gonna warm up some burritos real quick, then review this. Burritos. Okey doke. Let's see what happens
to
match
focus
6.
and try and assess things when it's only 2 teams who are on match point.
Also interesting to point out as well, is this something that Oxygen to look back on in that last game to get just one more KP, and we could have been there. Pioneers as well, extremely close to joining them on match point, and maybe, just maybe, Pioneers will be able to get it done. They
No
don't
shot.
worry about things though. Look at Nasky right now, chilling.
What is happening?
They got a massive victory and
That's
had
funny.
a massive celebration as well. I mean, so much.
So what is the score with them, I wonder? Or how the scores work?
Thumbs up. Can't hear anything though.
I think people, he wants to get the he doesn't get out of his seat anymore unless there's more noise.
I wonder if you can like, oh look, there you go.
Crowd gets a little bit louder than
118 kills, Pioneers, 130, 65, matches 1-1.
They've won 1. A lot of kills and assists. The Pioneers, I mean, they put
Look at
themselves
those
in a real
dogs
shot
hanging
to
out.
match point here. Just a few kills.
What kind of t-shirt is this? Teddy bear with his head cut off.
Now,
Nice.
if they were to achieve that in the early stages,
Nice, bro.
you start to think, right, where do we think TSM are? Where do we think Dark Zero are? How can we maybe cut them off on their rotation? Will we be able to find them, shut them down, so we can get into that next game and put that match point eligibility onto effect?
One thing that was interesting to kind of note for the last 2 games, by the way, oh my goodness, that is the official dance of the Apex Legends Global Series. I'm not sure if I can say that, but...
Weird. Okay, so how does a point system work? So Dark Zero is what, 72 points? TSM 58. I don't know how to mute this. What? Nope. Hold on, let me figure this out.
the series results. And I want to talk about the zones, as you can see the scores and where everyone stands at the moment, because the Dark Zero and TSM, they were two tough zones that we saw on Storm Point and World's Edge for them to close out that match point. And even though both gave it their all and almost managed to get to that end game, it was just, maybe just a little bit too much to ask with that zone and having to do it all. But a little bit of a shift, and we see one of those zones. The interesting thing is that comes maybe a little more central. Maybe we see a Siphon zone, maybe we see a Harvester zone. Both of them are so close to each other as POIs here at World's Edge. They're the two match point teams. That's to this. Eliminated, but is there a third party in the vicinity here? Fire Beavers have heard this. They know the contest is going down, but are they close enough to capitalize?
I don't think they had the weapons to really try and take this fight. They definitely gave it a good effort, and you could see the pings from a distance, but because they weren't able to close that gap, because the fight was finished quick enough, Fire Beavers are going to have to back off here. Very interesting to see. It's actually two players from Fire Beavers. This is a deliberate strategy, because over in East Fragment at the moment, one player's still there. And that's going to be 9 Impulse. He said, you know what, Taskmaster, all right, if you can go and influence that fight, if you can clean up some KP for us, go and do it. It's risk-free. And when you were looking across, like you say, in the weaponry they're trying to do it with, you know, Havoc with no attachments, you kind of got the idea that this was a deliberate ploy from Fire Beavers, but just didn't work. Well, you can see where the circle's going at the moment. It's a good one for Dark Zero, who are Harvester, an amazing one for NRG, who are landing down towards staging, and Dark Zero are already making their move, as are TSM on the map, who are just going to be shadowing them over towards Harvester. So this is interesting. Our two match point teams moving very quickly, but look where TSM are landing. Pioneers are not so far behind. Yeah, it looks like TSM are going to land inside a Harvester, and you're talking about priority to zone. Well, you've just seen it on the right-hand side of your screen. Dark Zero and TSM both have priority to this zone. NRG staging, that's their home ground. They're heading over to Mirage Etoile at the moment. Blackhand now moving through Landslide, but this is where we expect to see a lot of the action taking place here. Over at staging, like I say, this is where NRG like to drop. Yeah, Dark Zero have already found a home on the train tracks of staging, and there will be certainly a team who takes that building. Now, because NRG didn't have that ring console, they have moved away to Mirage Etoile, so they won't necessarily have known yet, but will quickly return to staging once they get that information. It may be that TSM take that building shortly. As for Oxygen, they're still making their way down from Lava Fissure, and actually they might come into contact with NRG. I want to correct myself a little bit there, Dan. I said NRG love to drop over at staging. They maybe changed their minds on that. They'd have to drop over at staging at the moment, might be a better indication from what we've heard from the three players. But Pioneers, we talked about their rotate. Well, TSM are now inside of staging. Pioneers are up on those tracks, and Dark Zero up on the hill house just to their west. So NRG, who may be trying to control the height, expecting it to pull down below them onto the kind of geyser little setup that you can see in front of you, those three snake-like buildings. Decided if we can control the height for the entirety of this game, then maybe we could be in a good position. But like you said, no ring console to play with here. Yeah, they did have the survey beacon, so they saw a few teams moving, and now maybe they're getting that information that actually their drop location is where everyone's going to be arriving. It's a frustrating one, but sometimes that happens when you don't have the ring console, as already staging is getting very congested at the moment. NRG did consider taking the fight with Oxygen, but Oxygen are going to be more than happy just to wait this one out. They are 1 point away from match point, so they don't need to force anything. All they need to do is get into the top 15 here, and they will be on match point. Such an interesting mentality if you're thinking about what Oxygen esports have to do in this game, right? It's like, yeah, we need 1 more point. That's what we need to do. Get on to match point game, right? It's like, yeah, we need 1
one more point. That's what we need to do. Cross, get on to match point, get that 50. But then you're thinking, wait, we can't afford to let someone else win this game who's on match point already. So it's not just a case of getting one kill. You still have to try and win the game to deny either Dark Zero or TSM doing that. LG Shibas in front of us right now. They're making their rotate as well, all the way over from launch site at the moment, but they've got quite some way to go.
We are going to start to see a few teams get a little bit antsy. I mean, Fire Beavers, their drop and their attempt at third partying was a really big display of that, of we need to start getting kills. We need to have a big game to catch up these front runners, because we are falling far too far behind. They're on 13 points at the moment. If they want any chance of winning this tournament, they need to be winning this game, and it has to be a big pop-off one to get close enough to match point. But most importantly, of course, denying the victory is now Blackhand and taking this fight with Alliance.
Alliance, they're going to be eliminated. Alliance go over here at the hands of Blackhand, and Alliance coming into this game only needed 7 points to get onto match point, and now they will have to watch from the lobby. We mentioned TSM and KCP a little bit earlier as well, and how close they were to each other on their rotate. We'll look at the kill feed. House just taking down Naski.
And that could be such terrible news for KCP. Remember, they only need 3 points to get onto match point as well. So they will be trying to just go for placement, try and survive, but it looked like TSM were able to catch them on the cross. And now KCP are going to have to try and survive as a 2. But TSM have posted up inside of staging here, as Hal connects with a big triple take shot.
That was a headshot, certainly rocked whoever it was on the other side of it. Now doing damage under that bridge. Triple take, probably one of the most undervalued weapons in my opinion. Not only is it the long range, consistent damage you can do to level up the Evos, but up close and personal in comparison to some of the other snipers that you can use, really does become a little bit of a pocket shotgun.
So we can see there, TSM on the south side, Dark Zero on the northern side over towards those tracks, or actually switch those over, it's just on the screen it's the northern side, but technically they're on the south. You asked for a circle that was central enough that could involve both of these teams on set, and we have exactly that. Both Dark Zero and TSM are in a spot where they could win. But there are still 16 more teams who can disrupt that, and there is about 8 other teams who have already found their way into staging 2.
Pioneers eliminated as well. Wow. Pioneers are gone.
Wow.
They needed 3 points. So that's 2 teams who were in the chasing pack that we almost kind of assumed would get there with even a below average performance, have fallen early. Now you're looking at Oxygen Esports as the closest still to being able to cross it, but for Dark Zero and TSM fans, you're smiling right now. The closest competition has fallen early.
Whilst it might seem easy to get top 15 for Oxygen here, just to get that one more point, we've seen it so many times when teams are this close and they're not able to achieve it because they play too passive, because they're not able to get into the top 15, because everyone else is going to be playing in a way that really disrupts their approach. 2 teams would have to be eliminated for Oxygen to get that extra point. Riddle Order and FaZe are going to be moving in and rotating from the northeast here, but I don't think they'll have to fight because they're going to probably run around one.
It's such an interesting zone, this, just to see where people are placed and the power that a ring console at your POI can have. TSM had it. They had it at Lava Siphon. They had a ring console, and now they are set up inside a zone. NRG didn't. They drop at staging, leave, and now they're going to have to fight their way back in. Yes, the height is great to have over at Mirage, but you would much rather have that God spot, especially for a team like NRG, who is so good at playing off the back of it. Riddle Order now on the edge of Monument, having to take on Fire Beavers, and Fire Beavers, we saw them crafting up those armors. We saw them trying to make a little bit of a cheeky play at the start of this one. Well, now they're going to make a bit more of a straightforward one.
Arain has to back off here. Did connect with a few scout shots, but as soon as Fire Beavers get that little bit of damage, they are a team who like to jump on the opposition team. At the moment, Riddle Order are just backing off further and further. They do not want this fight right now, but Fire Beavers are continuing to push forward.
Taskmaster has his shields broken. There's the ultimate coming in from Bangalore. The smoke goes in and trying to use the Digi here. Got an impulse to get that initial knock to block the sight. Taskmaster trying to fire blindly, and now Night Impulse has gone down. Yu-Gi-Oh gets that first kill. He'll get the finish as well. Can they level up the numbers here? It looks like they're going to turn it into a 2v2. Taskmaster and Orion doing what they can to keep Fire Beavers alive here.
Yeah, if you want to have a chance of getting a match point, you've got to start winning some of these engagements and getting to the late game. As Orion manages to do even more with the car, the scout in the back pocket, but the high ground's there. as it's going to be Riddle Order who win it, but there's still another team griefing them from a distance, but at least they got the banner.
Should be able to get out, like you say, got the banner, can get into Monument, and they can get that res away. The team who is closest to them is FaZe, and they've just come through the choke from Harvester, so they are quite some way away. There's not really any worry. The only problem is he's going for the res, of course. FaZe might have seen an opportunity, or might think about the fact that that fight might have not have been clean, so maybe you're going to think about looking at that respawn beacon for a few seconds, but of course that's going to slow their rotating. It looks like that is not the choice coming in from FaZe.
So keep an eye on this kill feed as this next zone closes. If one more team is eliminated and it's not Oxygen Esports, then they will be on match point for the next game, and then their task is to stop TSM or Dark Zero from winning right here, right now in match number 6. As FaZe make their approach, it is just going to be an evac tower down to the south side of Harvester, rotate round, and then maybe go for the southern side of the tracks.
Oxygen Esports currently set up in Lava Fissure here. The closest team to them is going to be Exet leaving Countdown. And I wonder if they're just going to try and wrap this out. Pick up 1 KP. It doesn't look like that is going to be the choice that's made. As you can see, Vayne is pushed up to watch their backs for now. Reed's kind of just playing a flex position here between his 2 other teammates, making sure he's close enough to support them, but also wide enough to create a little bit of a barrier and command the space that does surround Oxygen Esports right now. Elsewhere, you can
Damn, I was really muted the whole time. I had some really nice thoughts, but that's whatever.
The top of the tracks. Inside the zone, though, TSM. Bang inside of the building of staging. Moist Esports. They're going to be down on the low ground. You've got Dark Zero up on the height. FC Destroy as well. In a very good position as we see the zone pull.
Basically, what it comes down to, right? Rewatching all this is hearsay, right? I watched maybe
to play the position they find themselves in. TSM had second choice because they were out there after. They were like, oh my god, NRG aren't here. We've got
10, 15 minutes.
And now they are
basically just going through like, what are these lower guys, these lower brackets looking for? Like 100 Thieves, right? This is kind of what I talked about while I was muted on accident, but what are these lower guys doing? 100 Thieves with 11 points. Blackhound with also 11 points. Like, they getting the kill on Alliance. What is their mentality? Riddle Order, 19 points, right? What is their goal in this? What are match point is what, maybe 50 points, or maybe what I'm gathering. I'm not even I'm assuming. Obviously, they're having to like rotate. Fnatic at 35 points. You know, these guys are like looking at maybe getting into the next tournament and good placing, I would assume. I guess my question, my assumption, and if that's the case,
is such a thorn in everyone's side who wants to try and survive.
I would assume like the first 3-4 games are super important, you know, like gathering those points. But it seems like game 5, like they're so down, you know? They're so far behind. It's almost, the 5th game is almost irrelevant for them to catch up. I mean, at that point, you just get as many points as you want. Like, I don't understand.
If this goes to match 7, will have the chance to win here at the ALGS Split 2 playoffs. But they've got to stop Dark Zero and stop TSM. And Dark Zero in the moment have just lost one.
Price, I guess, right? Previously, we saw the prices, so maybe that's what it is. Obviously, the more points you get, the higher the placement, more money you get, right? Okay, that makes more sense.
The pressure that is now coming in. The Q's going to hit 2, though. Silencing the 2 players underneath, but he can't swing. He knows he's going to play close. And Jem Burn might be finished off. Here he is.
Oh, wow. But
Wow. The fact that Blackhand got out of that. Oh, what's his name?
That's massive for Blackhand because they'll be able to reset, get the bat, and Dark Zero still have to fight this 2 versus 3.
Zero.
That's insane.
Barely any HP to play with as well. Vayne is going to be the man who gets it. Auction in esports who just got
Blackhand in such a bad position being on the lower end.
They will not win it here.
Oxygen are going to be on a
Dark Zero got out. Damn.
They don't need to win this game. They just need to delete everyone from this server.
They will be saying, we've done Dark Zero. Where at TSM? Send us towards TSM.
TSM's on the other end, right?
And then burst into life here. Well,
And expect it, like, diving into this formation, right? So everybody's in their placements, everybody's in their bunkers, they're defending it. Tactically wise, I don't know what team this is. Moist Esports, possibly. 37 in, right? Piss poor positioning, in my opinion. I don't know how this is going to affect them. Zone's probably creeping into this, right? Is it better for them to have lower? Is it better to have higher? Obviously, I feel like Oxygen, TSM over here in the main area. Like in this sense, does Oxygen have the better spot? I mean, they have this better spot on Blackhound. Blackhound having the better spot on Moist, and then TSM having the better spot on Moist as well. But also, you know, this is just a tunnel. I don't think any of them know that they're here, right? So if they drop down, that's a clusterfuck. If they're especially lowered by Oxygen, then Oxygen's what, taking this spot, and now Moist is in a fucked up position. If they kill Blackhound, right, and then TSM, I would have. This is just going by assumption, not really kind of knowing too much about it. But if Zone is creeping into the center aisle, right, pushing out, TSM has the better spot. No. More centralized, highest point in that center zone. If that's a consideration, like, I'm assuming TSM has the higher end here. 66 points. Are they first now? They're second. Okay, yeah, because the other team got knocked out. So they're smoking out. Blackhound is rotating out of it. Oxygen's chilling, they're looting, stacking up, gold health. Yeah, so like TSM is here, right? Blackhound is over here. They're right below it. Moist is, so.
But it means that now it's just down to TSM, who are inside center zone. They are.
See, okay, so right, they're explaining it, right? So TSM, I feel like, has the better spot. But again, I'm not too familiar with this competitive scene. I've seen a couple, you know, I've seen a lot of the earlier on ones. And just going off of
13 squads now remaining, make it 12. NRG lose the last
just really basic stuff. Or just gaming knowledge in general. Like, I feel like TSM has a better spot here. And even LG here is not in a bad spot, right? Ooh, 100 Thieves not a bad spot either, wrapping around from the back end.
But Exet are on the march here as well, and
I think TSM still has a good spot here.
on the board at the moment, well within their capabilities to turn that into a 50-point game.
Yeah, Moist, FaZe, Exet, they are.
Maybe it's 20 points. Maybe a win is 20 points. So anybody with a 30-point stack is in high standing, right? The extra money, I don't know how that works.
We will at least have 3. XZ now just making sure they smoke off so they can hold this low ground, but they're going to have to keep moving as round 4 is closing, and there's going to be so many eyes on them here.
This is really rough, but they got an evac tower. They have an evac tower. The Arcstar's going to try and deny teams from being able to push and destroy that. And XZ might be able to hit that and get into the sky. Sykes finds one on his way up that as well. Optic Gaming, though.
This is a good spot for Optic Gaming. 100 Thieves in a bad spot. That's 100 Thieves, I'm pretty sure.
Pinging frantically to his teammates that there's a team behind that care package.
I'm pretty sure that's 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves is just in such a bad spot behind that truck.
There is 6 teams on the eastern side at the moment.
Oh, now it's pulling. Now TSM has a bad spot. Optic has a really good position here.
Next to them as Oxygen are still surviving. And remember, they've got to
So Oxygen's now on the lower end. They're probably fighting what, Blackhound? Whatever their name is. Shit, man. TSM home. TSM team still in a good spot position.
How up to Red Evo? Oxygen down to 1, but you maybe think that their job is done, but who would the story want to eliminate Oxygen? It would be TSM, but they don't do it themselves. Oxygen eliminated, but on match point. TSM.
Oh, Oxygen was down, eliminated. So what, that lower bracket is dead? I'm not even looking at the top right, but
XZ are just below them, which is good news for TSM. The struggle is the fact that 100 Thieves are on the eastern side, and 100 Thieves can hold out TSM in this building. And if they've got grenades, 100 Thieves could stop TSM from winning this one. And look, I love this from TSM. Get some setup already.
see, well, okay, maybe 100 Thieves is not in a bad spot. Well, so they pushed up, right? Man, that was a close call, because if Optic Gaming really pushed them back, you know. No, Optic Gaming's lower end now. That's even worse off. Now Optic Gaming just loses their advantage. I guess that's just Zone, what Zone did, right?
We'll find one. Now has to move behind the Newcastle and eliminates FC.
What was that, FC? What is FC?
Should be able to get rest.
I don't know what FC is.
To just 9.
This next circle is going to be everything.
That sounds like Optic Gaming, TSM having a fight. Ooh, they're ulting.
Black Hole goes down. Dark Veil's also down as they take the space. They're protected for now, but when these walls fall, they're going to be very.
That's going to be a cluster, yeah. So it's 100 Thieves versus TSM. Come on. Dang, they get obliterated. Golly.
I'm chilling.
The comms, I love it. That's insane. 100 Thieves just instantly out of the game. Oh no, he's still up.
There's a guy right underneath us. I'm gonna throw like that. Can we throw like this? I have 60 energy. I'm looking at that. Let's not tunnel on that. Yeah. They're fighting underneath. They're queuing back up.
I guess Wraith is not a major focus anymore.
I don't have catwall. I'm down though. Come here.
Maybe she was nerfed. That's why. 100 Thieves somehow still in this game.
Coming up. Nading that. Scanning that. Jumping on something. Nice. Swap. I'm batting right now.
TSM has a great spot. Holy shit.
We have zone. Grab nades.
The rotation was that's crazy.
What do you hold? I need heavy ammo bad.
It's probably why Horizon, because it's a whole team sport, right? So Horizon can lift everybody up.
I have 60 energy. That's it.
TSM.
I can see why Horizon's such a meta character now. Just almost a staple, right? Oh my god. Scurry in such a bad spot. Both from XZ and TSM.
TSM have to move first. They have a
XZ's going to go up here, right? They have to.
Top 5s in the regular season. That
Dude,
increases
they fight
to 60%
this?
if they get to top 3. At the moment, they have the high ground. They move up. Do the other teams know? Have they been watching that kill feed? Are they aware that TSM are in this final circle?
Big damage coming in as well from Verhulst.
Yeah, you take this, right? You take this extra kill. Do you push this? Yeah, of course, right?
Split here. You can see the Scurry is pretty much the last alive for 100 Thieves. Phase down on the low ground though.
And so is XZ. XZ and FaZe have to fight. Scurry's somehow alive.
XZ a full 3 as well as TSM.
It's a battle of North America in the final circle. And someone's gonna have to
How does XZ get out of this, right? They're stuck in this building. The Horizon. Why didn't they do it so much sooner, though? Holy shit.
They take out TSM.
That's crazy.
And here comes FaZe now. Looking to clean up the pieces.
God dang.
FaZe are your
What an
champions in
instant
Game
just...
6.
That's wild.
But it's the
What a crazy
Pro
end to the
League
freaking
champions
last game.
deny TSM a shot at the back-to-back
I don't understand why
win.
Xcept didn't Horizon up so much sooner, right? They should have had information that TSM was there, right?
Who'd have thought it's Eric Rona on FaZe, the previous TSM member, who gets the victory to deny TSM the trophy in match 6. FaZe up.
So what does that
You
put
know
the
what
bracket
means?
at?
We're going to match 7.
As a good friend of ours once said, Eric Rona,
What?
when he needs to get
I didn't realize there was
done,
another
has more
match.
experience than anyone.
Shit.
As FaZe
I thought it was just 6 matches. I thought it was a whole hour match. No, it was a 30-minute match.
And you know what makes it even that bit sweeter? FaZe are on match point.
Weird.
We have 4 teams going into match point on match 7. Surely someone takes it here.
What is it first to 70?
Also cross that threshold in the game.
Like what's the scoring there?
Oxygen Esports, Xset, FaZe, Dark Zero, and TSM now put themselves within reach of making history.
That's crazy. So what? Here's the scores.
All right, so while
Honest, I was already ready to close this tournament out, man. TSM moves down into what I believe to be a perfect position. They're controlling the
Right.
high
That's what
ground.
I was thinking. I was thinking they were in a
They're
good
playing
spot.
their space. They're looking over the zone. As the zone closes, they
So here, right, they move into a lower spot. Zone is closing. FaZe is beneath them. So this is what kind of rattles my brain a little bit. Rattles my jimmies. Rattles my gears. Right. So sometimes how lower and I think just Horizon in general does it or makes. What am I trying to say here? Obviously, like. Just in like gaming in general, right? High ground is always superior, regardless of anything, right? But I think Horizon flips the script in this game, where now it doesn't matter if you're lower in a sense, because Horizon can just easily jump you in. Obviously, there's a risk to it because you could just get beamed out of the jump up, but it's like an elevator, right? You could just get beamed up, or not beamed up, but killed from that jump up because you're kind of almost in limbo, if you will. You have some control and mobility, but it's weird to me how FaZe still wins this from being so low. I just don't understand why Xcept didn't jump up sooner, right? Taking this spot would have been maybe a better play in my opinion, in my assumption. Obviously, I'm not professional or anything like that. Just from very primitive standpoint and very new to the competitive scene standpoint, I feel like Xcept would have had a better chance maybe taking a 1v1 or emphasis on 1v1, but taking it up early.
and they don't get too hasty.
Like they could have just gotten this. I don't know. It's tough because they could have easily killed 100 Thieves Scurry, assuming that they didn't have full information on who was up here. Obviously, they knew someone was up here. There's always being a fight up there. Yada yada yada. But in a sense, I guess it would have been a big risk to jump up there right away. Obviously, they jumped up. It worked really well in their favor. They killed TSM. Basically off a surprise, right? Coming from behind. TSM obviously not thinking about the storm in that case. And then FaZe coming in clutch with their own personal Horizon, obviously lifting them up and then just taking the win. But
as they push up, they force 100 Thieves into the low ground.
it's just interesting to me.
Is going to be what wins them this match. But you know, I think they got a little too preoccupied.
FaZe just gets
with where the
a
zone
win
was
with
gonna
third party.
Step up.
So what? Okay, so match point does seem to be about 50 points, right? Necessarily, I don't know what that means in terms of match point, right? How does that? So any one of these in match point, assuming that if they win the playoffs, I'm assuming. So you have to get so I guess correct me if I'm wrong, but in my assumption, you get to 50 points for, or not first, but you get to 50 points. Then if you win the next tournament, you get you win the game. You win the tournament, right? So predicting that 6 games go through, obviously they're pretty high up there. The more people with match point, the faster it goes. So I wonder, and I'm going to compare Dead Drop and Apex a lot to each other because I think Dead Drop has a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Potential in terms of just gameplay, right? But I think maybe incorporating some form of this into their competitive scene too, because I think, like I said before, I think Apex has a really grounded competitive scene. Obviously, they're talked about a lot, and competitive scene for Apex is highly watched in a sense, right? But for at least an FPS version, same thing with their ranked. The ranked just got a big rework. Even prior to that, I think it had a really well-rounded ranking system. Obviously, probably other people might differ from that opinion, but it's interesting how it works out. But curious if Deadshot's going to do the same when it comes to rank stuff, and how the ranks system's going to work, especially since it's a looter. Well, I guess in a sense it's the same thing here, right? Do they have it to where their competitive scene is, in a sense, looter shooter driven, or do they come in with their own loadout? Like, I'm sure all these things are discussions, but I feel like the competitive scene in that kind of genre, because you can flip the script, right? You can have your campaign-esque of the game, but also have a competitive edge in terms of map knowledge being important. If the third 3-team system works out, where now you have a competitive aspect. I don't know how the items are going to come into play. Like, is it going to be a looter shooter? Are the characters going to have skills? Because Apex is a little bit different from a lot of competitive scenes, because it has those skill driven operators or characters or legends, right? But with Dead Drop, it's more of just a looter shooter, so I don't know how they can be in a competitive scene. And I'm sure Doc wants some competitive play to it, because I feel like that's kind of his nature, or his caricature. He's more of a competitive player. But I'm curious if they're going to implement that. I would love to see some form of rank system, but I don't know how they're going to do it. Gameplay wise, right? Obviously, you could have your campaign version of like that escape from Tarkov feeling in Dead Drop, but also with Apex Legends, that competitive scene that obviously is focused on that BR aspect. But are they going to have the same token for Dead Drop? Because I can see both being played out, and especially with Dead Drop, obviously you have a zone mechanic with the first playground, so essentially you could have that ranking system, right? So I'm eager to see how that plays out, but let's go into
still on match point for these teams.
I mean,
game 7.
Now, if you know me, you know I love WD Black. They have been supporting the ALGS season this entire run of this year. And also, they've
And apparently, hearing from the grapevine, which I'm also interested to see how Apex does it, because obviously Apex has been in a competitive environment for a while now. The game's been out for 7-something years, I'm assuming, from what I can remember. But I'm also assuming, if what I hear is correct, potentially it's getting a rework in a sense of UI changes and gameplay changes. And obviously this is all speculation, but it could be interesting to see how Apex changes along in the future.
We go again. Well, all I'll say is all the international teams aside from North America, you need to make your
I think these are all replays, right?
You're completely right. When we do see where this circle is pulling.
No, okay, so this is demo landing. So I'm going to pause this right here, use the bathroom, and then I guess watch game 7 and kind of see where it takes us. I'll just move that there, I guess. Oh, do I have that? Ooh. Alrighty. My head. What the fuck? I have no head. Can I increase it? Do I sit? I sit really high, don't I? Alrighty. Let us see.
Match point.
Oh, this other game's going.
Exit. Much to the sadness of TSM fans, in that last game, hit, match, point. 5 teams are there. If it's not done here, Dan, everyone else is so close that surely, maybe, possibly, perhaps.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Of course, APAC South in this lobby as well, with the ability to get onto match point and stop one of these North American giants from winning this tournament. I know that Genome will say Dark Zero still are, but they were playing in the North American Pro League. We have Pioneers on 47, Alliance on 43, and Moist.
So does this? I wonder if it still goes into overtime if
teams that have looked solid so far and maybe could find a victory.
You know, no one in match point wins.
Of course, we move over to Storm Point, a very different map.
Oh my goodness!
In that case, is there a point?
Very different early fight.
Stop.
Wondering why I'm getting, shall we say,
Like, is it first to 100? You know, wins.
We could potentially be going towards a barometer zone here, and Oxygen Esports. Dark horses in this tournament might be very, very happy, but while this contest continues in front of us, Pulverex do get that first knock.
It's tough for Hand as they unfortunately are in a contest yet again. Pulverex 27
Pulverex was
points
20,
away
right?
From match point. And you are completely right. When we do see where this circle is going to be a little bit,
I didn't even notice how many points did
We've already
FaZe
seen
get.
how successful Oxygen Esports
Like
have
how
been
much is a
throughout this
win,
tournament.
but also you have to count in the
them.
kills,
Remember, they
right?
came top 3 when we had a
KCP and
barometer
Oxygen about to
zone
fight.
just earlier on in this grand final. But
That
throughout
means
this tournament
whoever
alone,
wins
they
that
had 3
fight,
Storm Point
theoretically,
victories. It's a far better map for them
is
than Edge. But we
have
to
better
talk
odds
about
to
pressure.
win the whole
The
tournament,
other
right?
squads that we have
The other
who
one's
are
just
on
shut of
match
luck.
point have maybe been here, done that. They've been on the main stage. This is uncharted territory for Oxygen Esports.
I can see how, I don't know her name, this one. Can be very, probably a little bit better than Watson, right? Has more utility for defending a position. Can create doors, or lock out doors, I should say. Can create walls, turrets, I think. Slowing turrets, nonetheless. Watson is more of a supportive defender.
Come and join them and Black Hand inside a Stormcatcher, where we're seeing a little bit of a fight continue.
Remember, it was Storm Point where TSM were able to close it out. But another reminder, Xset were our best performing Storm Point team in North America during regular season. It's all there for some of our top.
So what zone is so? Sorry, I'm eating, but
American team.
Someone's gonna have to win here, right? We're locked out here. FaZe, 100 Thieves, Pioneers. FaZe, Pioneers, Dark Zero, all looking good in terms of match point. If they lose these fights, they're Oxygen too, except Dark Zero. A lot of contenders, they can leave out pretty early. Then it's up for TSM to, win, right? But then again, you have Alliance also in favor, right? Coming in from the back end, so
Teams here. But it's about whether you can get it
curious
done when
how
the pressure is on
once the
your
zone
shoulders.
starts pulling.
Which is Freck stay alive, run away. And maybe
KCP and 100 Thieves.
back in. Pioneers trying to hold these eggs at the moment.
Massive fight for Pioneers. 2 points off match point. All they'd have to do is win this engagement, and then they can start trying to play spoiler for the rest of the lobby. But they're being very cautious, because when you are only a couple of points away from match point, you don't want to take too big a risk. because you might miss your opportunity to get to match point. And once they do get to 50, it's about hoping, it's about praying that one of those 5 teams do not win it here and now.
100 Thieves is the team on the other side of this, and they backed off for now.
So is that not a turret? I thought that was a turret.
Have the Catalyst Pioneers to reinforce those doors, control those doors, and make 100 Thieves push even more difficult. So 100 Thieves having trying to make that rotate. Well, they're quite simply been beaten there. FaZe still as a solo. Trying to creep back up to zone.
Oh shit, KCP kind of blocking off FaZe. I don't know if they saw him.
Start to break out, but 100 Thieves are going to have to replan what they want to do here.
We're going down towards Barometer, as we had mentioned earlier, and we have 3 of our top 5 teams already at Barometer. And the scary thing about this circle is there is so much unplayable space. I'm talking just open terrain where you are vulnerable. But one of our match point teams, FaZe, are now
Do
down
you
to just
put it at
one.
an angle?
Rex
Do
is
you
gonna
put it
have to
behind
try
you?
and
Like,
pull off what would be one of the most spectacular games of his life if FaZe were to
I feel like I
win
would have
it.
just cut off the road, right?
KCP
Put it sideways.
Still need the points. Haven't managed to get any quite yet. Riddle fighting.
I don't know how that
against
works.
RG in the
KCP
lead
is
as
just
well.
not gonna, just gonna probably ignore it, I would assume.
Pioneers, the story
I mean,
is,
there's no
like you
point,
say,
right? I mean, they
a
could
couple
just
of
sit
points,
back,
one team wipe, and they will
relax,
be on match point.
kind of gather
Hunt
themselves,
down
make sure that they're
those
healed
5
up.
other teams who
Don't
are
have to
already
push
there ahead of
for
you.
And it's
a
very
wasteful
different,
kill,
isn't it?
right?
When- when you
They're
see that
they're
there's
obviously
5
trying to
teams
win.
on match point,
They
it's not as simple as
well,
just
they don't have match
running
point.
into
Oh,
teams and hoping
that's
it's gonna be one
Pioneers,
of them
not
instead of
KCP.
you.
Or is that
Realistically, you have to
KCP?
just
Is
win the game. That's
KCP
the
Pioneers? I'm
easiest
assuming
way
so.
to deny things rather than thinking about, oh, is this the comp of TSM? Is this the comp of XSET? Just focus, get to 50, and then think about winning the game. Effect has just gone down in the kill feed as well. Alliance have lost 1. It's Gambari Otazan who are going to be above them and trying to push their advantage here.
Now what do Alliance do? Do they try and escape? Are you going to be able to? That's the real question.
That he's gonna
Can you knock
get
them
knocked,
down?
right?
Will the
No,
zone
he
do the
wasn't
work
knocked.
for them? They will
You
get the
push this,
finish
right?
here As Effect is finishing. Oh my word.
Do you push this?
Justner's coming after you, buddy. He's on the hunt.
Well, Geo know just how important every kill point could be in trying to catch up these front runners. Alliance eliminated, and they
Dang.
still are not on match point. Remember, Alliance
See,
have always
that's
made match point and
it's
lands,
tough
but
in
it
a
has been
situation like this where
historically quite late.
I mean, you're
It's
just trying to
usually
win,
when we see a
right?
team win the game is
So I
when
can kind of
Alliance
see
get
how
back.
the match point system plays. As kind of watching it, makes a lot more sense. To obviously just win, but in a sense also hope that you just kill the top dogs. And right now, with these lower guys, I guess your competition is obviously everybody, but your main focus is going to be killing these top guys, right? Killing these match point to give you a chance to go on to the next game. I mean, that's your only hope. Obviously, winning is your main concern, but so I guess in theory, it would be right in a sense anybody's game where even the lowest person, if they consistently win, like 2 games in a row, get into a position to have match point. For like 100 Thieves, if they stick into the game, win the next 2 rounds, could be a complete turnaround, right? Obviously, that's stretching it, probably hard to do, but so I wonder if there is a cap, you know, on points, right? So if you get to 100 points, do you win the game, or
to where that zone is going to be pulling? If we do see it pull maybe out towards that island,
maybe not? I don't know.
TSM could have a pretty good walk in with everyone else having.
Because obviously you have to call the games at some point, unless this moves on to like a day 2 type scenario. Like, is that going to be beneficial for everybody? Because then everybody's going to be fucking exhausted by the end of it, you know?
A lot of teams to go through to even get near that zone.
Both Dark Zero and Oxygen don't know where this next circle's going at the moment, so it's just a waiting game. It's being patient for the next minute and 34. Let round 2 close, and then you're going to have to start to plan your next move. And Oxygen know this circle better than anyone. This is their drop location. It's their best chance of, if ever, to win this tournament. But because we saw the likes of XSET move so quickly, Dark Zero move so quickly, TSM have already found themselves in the circle as well. They all have a chance to win it here in match 7.
And now Ascend are creeping up on the position of TSM. Verholst is a little bit trapped.
They got 4 points
From Oxygen, so Verholst is going to have to be careful here.
down.
Sheriff backs off.
It has not been their tournament.
It's not the first time I've seen Kashira creeping up on TSM, reminding me a little bit of Split 1 playoffs, but this is very different for Ascend. They are nowhere near match point at the moment. They are on 4 points, but they do have the chance to at least take out the lobby leaders, TSM. Are they going to try and push this one?
So in this sense, is Castle not
and encouraging this fight? I mean, the difficulty here.
Is Castle not in these tournaments right now? Because he's so new, or?
TSM's comp gives them so much value in team fights. You hit the CQ, you've got the black hole,
Or is
you've
this-
got the ability.
Is this pretty
Use
old?
that Dark Veil, and I think Ascend smartly have decided, you know what? This isn't a fight we can win in this position.
So Ascend will back off, sensibly. But it has not been the same story for the EMEA Giants. Just the 4 points.
Oh, so
and
it takes
a long
4
way to
hits
go
for
to
that.
match point, especially when 5
Cool.
teams from North America are already on that threshold. So TSM will just hold this for now, and they're going to be comfortable for quite some time. The action is probably going to unfold on either the southeast or southwest of this zone, as Frex is still on his journey, everyone. Still trying to toss that ring into some lava and hope that he can pull off a madness. Imagine.
Just saying, snipe down on phony. If Frex wins this, you're going to have to give him a bigger cut of the earnings. Dark Zero still in that building we were talking about, and we saw them in quite some time ago, just inside a barometer, down on the south side. Fnatic very close to them as well. Pioneers still in the egg buildings that we saw them in, but they're going to have to move as well. Elsewhere, PulverX over at Launchpad at the moment. They've just hit the ring console. They're going to be arriving extremely late. They are deep into zone.
Just to give you an idea of where Dark Zero are and how far they have to move, they just have to shift slightly west, and then they would be in the next circle. But where they are currently, that building is not in. Now, this is starting to get a little bit difficult for some of these squads who are piling on these buildings. Dark Zero will be happy for the next 20 seconds, but as soon as this closes, they will get info of, okay, we need to plan another move in deeper to Barometer.
Dark Zero are going to be safe for now. Geo on our screens. Working their way in and around Jurassic for now, but I think the interesting thing to keep our eyes on right
do
now
you
is
think
what's
there's someone
happening at the
behind
south
you?
side of this zone. Pioneers, we mentioned,
Like,
right,
respectfully, would you assume that someone is kind of
in order to
holding
go
that
on to
that
match
zone?
point. LG are having a poke and a prod and a look.
I mean, I guess at that point you have one person looking forward, one person look behind you, and then it's just obviously hope for not a sandwich, right? But
Make the call here to make their move.
and what's the point in looking back? I guess, oh, he's kind of seeing if anybody's around him.
To go placement heavy and force your way into a position which could be contested, because with just 2 points required, you need to just play with such little risk. They are
Someone's
starting to make
behind
their move
them?
now. They are being tagged up, but they should be safe under the bridge for now. But in 1 minute 30, they have to keep going. And as they approach the zone,
Who's behind
that's
them?
where Exit are. That's where Fnatic are. That's where Oxygen are. That's where everyone is right now.
I have no choice though. This is the only problem, right? I mean, the decision had to be made. Do we try and maybe look for a third-party opportunity? Do we try and rotate in towards...
See,
zone?
like, and then you look at these scenarios, right? I love when they kind of give us an overview because, like, in a sense, right, Oxygen probably has the best positioning. Obviously, they're not going to jump down, fight KCP. These are just bad goal decisions, in a sense. Xset, they're still going to sit tight in this corner. Is that just one person for Xset? Oh, no, it's just not loading in, but Fnatic are bottom floor. Oxygen obviously have the higher end. It looks like there's another team over here somewhere.
Nasky 1 HP survived, but Oxygen on that height.
And now, my thought process is like, if they knock him, right? Do they find the aggression and kill, or find the kill? But I mean,
That's the problem for everyone in this.
Oxygen is match point, so they're trying to win, so they're not jumping down. In no right world will they jump down,
This lobby at the moment.
right?
Well, when we get a chance, I'd love to look at the map and see where this circle's going, because I've got a feeling there's a couple of buildings that are going to be in prime position. Optic Gaming have been holding down center zone for quite some time.
So what does this map look like? TSM kind of funneling in. 100 Thieves with player. It looks like they're fighting. Everybody's in zone. NRG kind of creeping in. They're already in zone. Ascend's probably gonna fight NRG at some point. LG not in a bad spot, not in a good spot either. Depending on which one of these wins the fight, they're gonna have to pick a choice or make a decision. There's gonna be a clusterfuck here.
And look where
on
that
the
zone is going.
east side, right?
OG with a chance to maybe disrupt everything and keep us going to match number 8. But of course, there will be teams trying to take that building off them. FC Destroy, for example, who are just a little bit further north. They can hold residence for now, but they might just decide to go for a Newcastle ult, attack and try and take it off of them.
Blackhand eliminated in the meantime. They will not be on match point. Oxygen now have to plan their next move, but everything they do is going to be from height. So they will be able to be a little bit patient here. 15 seconds remaining on this zone. They'll be safe for the next. But damage will be pretty easy for them.
I feel like Oxygen probably has the best spot, right? So would someone theoretically try and push Oxygen? There's 5 teams in match point, right? Maybe one other. I'm not too sure. I think one more, or maybe 2 more. So maybe 7 teams. But TSM is still in game. FaZe is almost knocked out. They still have potential, very slim, right? Dark Zero, I think they're super far behind in terms of zone placement. Auction obviously has the best placement, I feel like. I don't recall where the middle zone is going to push to after this initial zone. I feel like it might be in favor to Xset. I could be wrong. I don't recall. Honestly don't know who's going to win this.
It's about to get serious.
Yeah, Pioneer. So yeah, there's five teams in match point, and they're all in the game, which is kind of nuts.
TSM are going to be holding out a lot of these teams as Pioneers still only need 2 more points. They're holding this southern side. They should be okay with where they reside.
Pioneers need to move, need to rotate. Let's jump into a listening now and see what Naski's telling the troops.
It looks free on our close side. I think we commit. Wait, I'm gonna wall just in case.
Just in case? I don't know. Do you?
Scanning it. Free. Nice. Good shot. Good rotate. Nice. Take that. Really good job. Yeah, good rotate, bro. Like, actually, good job. Well.
Would you get this underside? Is this underside even good? You know?
Right? It looks free, yeah.
Pioneers make their rotate, but there's action elsewhere, and it involves
okay. TSM fighting what?
They've done job number 1, but now Reps and Imperial Hal have to do it to keep their chances of winning in this game alive.
Oh shit, TSM's getting fucked. Oh no.
100 Thieves are doing so much damage from the high ground. Can Reps fight the
time?
No.
TSM is out.
TSM
Damn.
100 Thieves.
Good shit on the 100 Thieves.
Take the cannon spot away and make TSM fans wait.
1 down, 4 to go. Dark
wow,
Zero,
so one of the match points are gone.
Oxygen and Xset still alive, but remember, FaZe are just a solo rat, so the likelihood of them winning very slim.
A team kills a 4, right? I don't know if they showed already a crease here. So at the very end of the game, if they get, let's say, 8 more kills, feasible, right? Two squads, maybe. A pick here or 2. Does that mean they get 30 points? They win the game. If they win this game, they get 20 points. And in that theory, they get match point. Then they can potentially win the game, right? So they jumped drastically from 2 games back, from 11 points to match point. That would be really cool and a great underdog story. Obviously, I don't think they won. This seems to be the last game.
So 100 Thieves now hold the eastern side. The team that's holding
I think it would be cool. I would love 100 Thieves to win. Big 100 Thieves fan, but you never know. 100 Thieves here, killing TSM. LG now in this forest bridge area. This is going to be crazy.
Crazy, but Frex kind of has that side of zone to himself on FaZe. Just saying. However, Pioneers might.
I still don't know. Was it worth it for her to ult?
Right wrap on his position right
I mean,
now.
it's already 80%, so I guess, yeah.
So FaZe fans, hold your breath.
But I don't even know if that undercarriage was such a... I guess it really doesn't matter. I mean, they had no choice, right? That's the only protective spot they had in that whole zone. Probably the safest bet. And what is this? Like, where do you go from here for Pioneer's perspective, right? You cover this low ground. There seems to be something here, right? Armor swaps, things of that sort. Obviously, we can get our team filled up. So this team would push right at that point, unless they're risking something coming from this point. So I think he would get this corner. No.
He's just behind where Nasky currently is right now, just trying to rat away. Now NRG are in the kill feed, but they've lost one. OG have just lost one as well. Now Fnatic have jumped.
Oh, so someone already has it. Okay. So yeah, then you fight this. Pioneers wants to win this corner, I would assume. Oh shit, so Zone didn't push in their favor, so it actually pushed towards not even Oxygen's favor, because they were here. Who's here? I think this was maybe a middle point between everybody. So I don't know. Zone favoring right now. Okay, so here we are. This clusterfuck, obviously, is gonna push to this building. So FC.
It wouldn't look like it wouldn't
Maybe?
make the grand finals, and now it's looking like they might just win the whole thing. Pioneers take FaZe out. And
Nice.
hit match point.
Oh, so wait. Let's see how many points that was. 1 point. Okay. So I was right. 1 kill, 1 point. Easy enough. 2 kills. Makes sense. So, ooh. So if they hit match point mid-game, they win the tournament, right? Is that how that would work? What a crazy turnaround that would be. That would be dope.
As for Pioneers, they have to go into the next game for their chance to be
Oh shit. Damn. So they still have to go into the next game. That sucks. You can always have an underdog story. That's lame. That would have been cool. Match point, and they can, potentially win. So obviously, it seems like someone's being favored here. So someone is gonna win this set, right? From Dark Zero, Oxygen to X set.
So now it's about disrupting. Now it's about killing. Now it's about being cynical.
Just depends on who.
Taking the game out of the hands of the other teams.
Oxygen are inside of the building, inside a zone. With Optic Gaming.
I think Oxygen has a good spot here.
Trying to assault this building. This fight is potentially a tournament-winning fight if they come out top.
Maybe not.
Cannot go down.
I feel like this yeah, if they
inside of this building, then they will be in prime position. But look how they're being held out, because there is not just one team in that building on set. Both Fnatic and Optic reside in there, so it is not an easy push.
Nocturnal taking damage as well, having a smoke, having to use all the utility.
Ooh, Exit in a tough spot here. Getting a lot of damage though on what, LG?
Can hold this
LG going down. All 3 of LG. No, it's just 2.
They should have a comfortable rotation in. A lot of damage.
This is the last guy in LG here. LG's got to die, right? Exet's down.
But it's okay.
Exet's in the game. 1 down. Oh shit.
Moist Esports are in the area.
Exet not looking good then. So in favor of Oxygen, my guess is Oxygen here. Exet in such a bad position. Is Zone pulling in too? No.
So now X's chances of winning
now Moist being attacked from the rear end.
Very much lowered. And it was Moist who were able to do so. Moist, by the way, 7 points off match point. They're not far.
So what are we looking at? We have Exet not looking good. Oxygen, I don't know. I want to say Dark Zero is in a better spot, because what's going to happen is Oxygen is going to fight this trio here, have like a 3-man fight, Exit, it's looking tough. So maybe in favor of Dark Zero at this point. That's who I would go with if I was watching this live, right?
Found their way to that building. 100 Thieves, Optic, Fnatic, and most importantly,
because it almost pushes in Dark Zero's favor.
Move here from the southern side. They're trying to create some space here with a lot of these shots. They're poking, they're prodding, but then when they have to move, they need to.
I think Oxygen is in such a bad spot. I don't think they're good here.
Everybody's having to move in. Everyone is focusing them as they're trying to output damage, not only to keep themselves alive, but stop teams rotating into their position. Nice shots coming in, and I think that's Exet who are going to be trying to.
Yeah, I don't see. This kind of was just saying. Oh shit, that nade. Do they come back from this? No, right? Oh shit! I don't think you win.
Just on the southern side, and remember, Dark Zero are the healthiest squad we have now, who are on match point.
That's what I'm saying. My guess is Dark Zero here.
They avoided all the damage, and now they just want to.
And if they don't win, it's again overtime.
11 squads remain. Dark Zero,
oh, this is insane.
Winning this one in this match number 7.
You threw a grenade in that, don't you?
All of Australia watching right now as Vayne.
Oh, this is in Australia.
For Oxygen Esports, of one of the greatest underdog stories that we've seen in Apex Legends.
Exet are a 2, Oxygen just 1. It's Dark Zero as a full 3. We also saw Pioneers eliminated, but they've got the job done. They will be on match point if we go into match 8.
Exet's still here. Exet taken height.
I will say, Exet also do have that banner, so if
they maybe Exet. This is actually a good spot for them.
Back up to a 3, but you'd imagine it probably would have been popped had they had one. So it may just be
now after the fact that everybody's pushed in, this is not bad. They're getting ulted out.
Little roof over their heads is going to keep them pretty safe for now.
10 squads remaining.
I still think Dark Zero has a really good spot. Oh shit! Here we go. That's Exet, no?
Break out.
It was. Oh shit!
Solo.
Spoke too soon.
Taken down, trying to survive, trying to avoid the piercing spikes, but with just 5 HP Exet, they will fall. At the hands of Moist Esports, we're down to just 9, and Dark Zero is still alive. Fire Beaver's eliminated too, and look at this, Vayne's still alive.
Vayne's still alive. Smokes go down, but it's Dark Zero.
Yeah, I think Dark Zero.
In from this southern side. They're working together. They have so much cover from these Dark Veils, but there will be eyes. NRG have a great angle on Dark Zero as they move towards center zone.
Vayne's still alive though. Vayne's still alive here, and will be alive for as long as he can. Dark Zero creeping up slowly. Trying to avoid all of the carnage that's going down
this
around
is
them, but
insane.
Look at what's happening elsewhere. You've got FC Destroy taking on 100 Thieves. FC Destroy
that's 3 teams in there.
Down. Moist Esports fighting as well. Optic Gaming watching all of this going down, as are NRG.
Yeah, you have to focus on the people behind you, right?
You cannot blink, otherwise you might miss a kill, you might miss the damage. Dark Zero are still center zone. They still hold the position. There is absolute carnage around them.
Vayne!
Oh!
There's absolutely no way!
No way.
He's still alive for Oxygen Esports.
That's insane. Does this work?
Can he find somewhere to play? There's a player behind him now.
Does that work? There's no way Oxygen wins this, right?
100 Thieves out. Fnatic out. Vayne.
No.
But what an effort as Dark Zero now move in.
Dark Zero has to win this, right?
Optic Gaming and NRG. But Dark Zero are losing. They're taking damage, but no. Here comes Zero.
Zero. The captain. The IG out to send it back down.
Oh shit. No way. They almost lost that too. That's insane.
Match point specialists.
Dang.
Dark Zero are your champions.
Wow.
Of the ALGS Split 2 playoffs.
Wow. Dang. Their adrenaline must be through the roof. Oh, his shoes are off. Wow. I thought Oxygen was about to win that. That was crazy.
Well, like to play like that as well, the form we did, we only really messed up one game.
Wow.
The journey the destination. They've got it all. Dark Zero, your winners here in Split 2 playoffs, and what a story they have seen. What tremendous moment for them, Glitter, to have that behind us.
Let's see
Phenomenal
Apex.
performance across the entire weekend. Obviously a team that we talk about all the time, being the land specialist.
I'm curious to see. That was day one. I want to look at, because there was something that was been popping up lately on my TikTok feed. Let me see. I thought I saw it on Nice Week's thing. Was it this?
There's a powerful beast roaming these woods. And if you listen, you can hear it.
Not over till it's over.
Nice. Biggie!
Evan!
Biggie!
Barrows with the wipe onto NTH. Yuka all by himself. Fam, guess what? There's actually a fan out there that likes
So they were
the way
at
they do like
ALG's.
TSM. Isn't that crazy? It's actually wild how that works. I can't believe it. It's actually a crazy concept. I like the Lakers, right? Or the Nets. There might be someone out there that likes the Nuggets. No shot, bro. That's actually
And
wild.
you know, you could be a fan of LeBron James.
Yeah.
And think that there's another basketball player out there that's good.
No, really? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, my God. Hopefully you TSM fans just understood
We're just
all
breaking
that. That's
down
insane.
walls out
Wow,
here.
look at us, dude. We're really setting standards.
If they win this fight, it's a decent walk-in.
Love you guys. Oh, no worries. Love you. They're looking to wide swing 100 Thieves, and here we go.
Here we go.
Here we don't go.
Sorry.
You cannot be
What?
fighting Climatizer Loot with contempt.
Nocturnal going down off the crafter.
To his nemesis, K. Swinney. Love you too.
Is this just a random?
Oh my God, Zara.
Look at Zara. He shot straight up in the air.
Oh my God. Zara Tricky goes straight up. He gets sent to the moon.
Oh, so the videos that I'm assuming I saw then were earlier videos, maybe?
Oh my
Almost
God,
sticks him.
almost sticks right there, bro. This is a big time play.
Send it again.
And they're sending it again, baby. Zero hesitation.
They got a knock. They got a knock.
That's great. Rena Tricky goes down. Silak with another knock. A
Oh my
2v2.
God, I didn't even see him.
2v2
But the
here. Case
Syracuse.
when he goes down.
The comeback on
Enemy
that.
Slayer's
That's
here.
insane.
Slayer's
Okay,
trying to
interesting. Interesting. I am curious, however, how do I? What the fuck is that? How do I look at my channel? How do I edit that? I don't see how this works. How does this work? Do I go? I don't see how this changes things, but I gotta stretch. Ooh, yawn, yawn. Am I just gonna wake up and find my thing? Let me see. $12. Not bad. Close out of all this information here. Oh shit. Yikes. Big yikes. Close out all that stuff. Okay. I wanted to check mainly, obviously thumbnails and all that good stuff, but I want to see. So that's probably going to be my first project. Is going to make a collective of thumbnails and being able to, I guess, place them respectfully to whatever game is being played, right? So kind of looking and taking inspiration from obviously creators who are well done and well versed in the streaming space. Obviously their thumbnails are very eye-catching, professionally done, things like that. So I don't have the budget for all this shit, for each one being very different. However, I think by taking a more simplistic approach, by going towards someone who is more in the realm of simplicity, but also very professional in the likes of these Photoshops, right? So these are very simple. These are very doable in a sense where I could find a game. All I got to do is find a picture, and I guarantee you all Doc did, Dr. Lupo here, was he had a photo shoot in this little black shirt here, right? Very simple. And just made faces at the camera. I think that's all he really did. Or he could have obviously yoinked these from a stream, but I think, in all honesty, he did just a little mini photo shoot of just faces. YouTube thumbnail faces. This was probably ripped from something, but he probably had a mixture of the two, right? I can take this concept and place it in my own. Similar to Dr. Lupo, what I think I'm going to do is take my XP. I think I have a nice little thing there. And that could be my acronym, logo, design, whatever, right? Idea. I don't think it's going to be like per se this, in a sense, where his design is obviously his Dr. Lupo, heart monitor, things like that, emphasizing doctor, right? Another different doctor with his live stuff is very professional, very his niche action, movie theater-esque thumbnails, right? Like I feel like every time you look at a Dr. Disrespect's thumbnail, he's in a movie, and obviously that portrays with his caricature in a sense where obviously he's portrayed as this 80s badass, right? But I think, which would align really well until I can have a budget, you know, is something like this. I think this is very doable. And I think a lot of streamers could do something along the lines of a Dr. Lupo inspire thumbnails, right? Because I feel like it's very easy on the eyes, right? You know it's Dr. Lupo. You know he's streaming. You know what's to expect, obviously, right? His face is pretty much in everything. Obviously, right? And then obviously the game that he's playing, Diablo, right? Literally, I guarantee you, did he reuse some of this? Probably some of his characters. Random map buff dude, right? Looks like the Rock's physique in an axe, maybe. Just put his face on it. Easy as that. Put a little halo around it. Easy as that. Literally took the logo, put a halo around that, and just fucking boosted my stream as a preset. Like, honestly, like, I can name you each individual item that they've placed in probably each one of his thumbnails. I could not do that with like maybe one of Tim's or Doc's thumbnails, right? Obviously he ripped some faces from his friends, put them on robots from the game, probably literally just ripped it online, outlined it, maybe even find a TPG of it or JPG of it, whatever it's called. Victory Royale, copy and paste, put flares on it. Number one, copy and paste maybe 3 or 4 times apparently. 5, 6 times, 7 times. Put their heads on the robots. This is probably the easiest one they did. Maybe. This one's probably the hardest one they did. This one looks really good. But it might even just be one picture and a burger in a hand and a face. This one had to be fun, but tough. This one was tough. Maybe this one was the hardest one. That's a lot of Tims. It's hard to tell with some of these. You can definitely see their skill involved with whoever edits these, photoshops these. Definitely with, obviously, the docs, right? His is very professionally done, all that good stuff. A lot of smoke is used in his, so whomever does it is really good with their Photoshop and their blurs and their integrations with all their like, look at this, right? This is hard to do. I feel like they took, maybe this is Doc, but I don't think so. This is probably a hard one that they did. Probably took a while, but right, made his face realistically and cartoonized it. Put it on here. It's got to be hard, right? But I feel like Dr. Lupo is probably the route I'd go in terms of replication until I get better and more skillful at editing, or just getting someone to edit a photo, my thumbnails. Because this is easy. This probably took the whoever edits this 30 minutes to an hour max. Probably even less than that. I guarantee you this was whipped in 30 minutes max. I can't see it taking that long. I just can't. So this is definitely something I'll probably look more towards. I know I have a border somewhere in my files. I can reuse that border, find an edit, get obviously those edits in there of those specific games that I'm playing, like Apex games. Oh shit. That's where he ripped it from. So it was an Apex one. Oh, no kidding. That's cool. Whoever did that did a really good job. I like that. Whoever did this one, it's dope. Because I didn't realize it was a color correction of Matic, I think his name is. I honestly don't remember the character's name, but a recolor of it. Flipped it. Put Doc's face in it really well. Cartoonized it really well. That's cool. That is really cool. Interesting. That is really cool. so getting images of Apex characters, because that's the main game I'm gonna be playing. It's probably what I'm gonna be doing, trying to find characters to portray, characters just to have on there. Basically, main characters, right? Essentially, having a basic backdrop, a couple of different ones, Apex wise, right? So like finding Apex backdrops is probably relatively easy, right? Apex, Legends, and then finding images, and then just going down the list, right? Obviously ripping this one, right? Everybody uses this one, ripping it. I guarantee you, yeah, it's just straight up, just rip. Just straight up ripped it, placed a photo, called it a day, right? Put the border, put the live stream tag, called it a day, right? I wish I still had contact with the guy that did my stuff. I don't, so I'll find some botched way to do live. And then find inspiration with other things. I think it can be really easy to kind of phase it into stuff, but I guarantee you this one is a character with the same ghillie or suit on, and they just ripped these hands from something else. And obviously Dr. Lupo's face. They took Escape from Tarkov title, put a nice little flare, literally wrote the word update, put the same colored flare on it, outline, probably mask this and then put that outline on it. And I just had a backdrop from a screenshot from in-game. It's not hard to do Photoshop. It's just time consuming when you don't know how to do it. And I got to relearn, so I got to be practicing the next couple days. Can I get some dead drop images? Dead drop. Oh, I don't have to type in images. Dead drop images, and then that's not it. Dead drop game. Probably like take this image, maybe flip the guy on his head, mask this out, find this image, probably just use this as one of my main images for dead drop. Take this, honestly, I probably will take that image from Doc's thumbnail and fucking put mine on there. I think it's just so it's probably simpler, you know. Just yoink that shit, you know. Ooh, that was a good run. That's a cool one. I used to love Road Company, man. It's a good game, good game. So cool. Got a couple things to do. Couple things to find. Found a past gameplay. But yeah, so I'm gonna edit a couple things. Alrighty, but I'm gonna skedaddle. I'm gonna call it a day. I wonder if I should start doing my outros again. How did I do my outros? Ending, kind of leave it at that, and then what was the song? Oh, you know what? Do I have the... Oh, I do. Okay, okay, cool. It was, where's my list? Where's my list? It's been a while since I've done this. Go here. Go here. Man, it feels like 2.5 hours was not that long. Definitely doable for the future, right? Definitely doable. Honestly, I don't know why I'm playing from here. I could play it from here. and have essentially the same effect. Let's see if it pulls up. That way I can hear it, don't have to worry about it, but there we go. There we go. Wow. Brings me back, man. It's a good song. I miss the song. I miss this song. Alrighty. Time to get used to doing this again. I don't even remember what I used to say. What did I used to say? Kiss the screen or some shit? Well, pretty. And, what was it? I used to have a lot of energy with this song. Like, already, we're gonna have an outro with, On and On, a cartoon, and Daniel Levi. I'm sure you remember the song. Yeah, let's say some shit, right? But this is dope. By Cartoon and Daniel Levi. It's a dope song. Definitely check it out. Definitely one of our staples, but we'll see if I'm consistent. Hopefully every Sunday, maybe every Tuesday, we'll see. Maybe sporadically throughout the week. Surprise streams, who knows? But hopefully consistently Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe some editing tomorrow, who knows? That's it for me. I'm gonna finish this song. And there it is. Come to an end. Have a wonderful day. Best of luck to you. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh.